see how things go.
Okay.
I'm not sure really how many people were gonna try to attend this because it's really two classes in one.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think a couple people might have been interested in it, but we'll see how, 2 o'clock may not have been the best time, but it seemed like it was the best time for me. Um,
Right.
because we can't really do them at 8 o'clock at night, and so, or at least it's challenging to do at 8 o'clock at night when you're not at your office and you got kids and stuff running around. So,
Hmm.
but we will see. I may try to invite others to just in case that maybe they forgot to or whatever the case may be. And as we get started here, we'll see.
Yeah. Let me just go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen
Okay.
then. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay, perfect.
And I guess I just go ahead and give my brief introduction since it is just 1 minute and roll into it. Good
Absolutely.
class. I'd like to invite everybody for this week 11 library orientation um, session. We are joined by Miss Lorna Reid. She's our residential librarian here at the Camden County campus. She's a really great resource. She is here to help you with all your research needs, not only for 1102 English, but if you're taking other English classes or other classes that are going to require research at some point. This is a really good one-stop shop um, to go for your Galileo needs, for your Libguide needs, for your databases, just to check out a book. And I will turn it over to her when she is ready to go through the process as it relates to the 1102 drama research paper. And we appreciate that you are taking your time, Lorna, to come and talk to my two classes here.
Absolutely. I'm very happy to be here. Hi, everybody. My name is Lorna, and I'm always here. If at any point after this you have any questions, if you're localized to the Camden campus, feel free to stop in. If Camden is not the closest library to you, that's okay too. We have librarians on Golden Isles, Jessup, and Waycross. Just go ahead and stop in there, and they'll also be more than happy to help you with your research. We are always available. I'd like to talk to you today a little bit about resources. I have before you, of course, hopefully you can see my screen. It is the CPTC Library Services page. What I want to do is I kind of want to backtrack a little bit, and I want to go just to our main website, so that way I can show you how to get to there. So I'm on the main website now, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to current students, and then we're going to be over here under academics and library right here. And then that's going to bring you back to this page. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And as you can see, everything is kind of laid out very nicely to you. All of the stuff is going to be over here on the left-hand side. One thing I'd like to draw your attention to is down here on all of the library pages, there's always going to be a live chat with the librarian that's 24/7. And then there's also a text to librarian option that is 24/7. The text to librarian services works much the same way as texting your friend or texting someone. In general, you just plug the number into your phone, ask a question, and someone will respond to you in live time. On the website itself, I want to bring you to two things. Well, it'll be three things that I'll really be speaking to you about. The first thing is going to be the Stingray Library Catalog, which is just going to be right over here. Stingray Library Catalog is going to be where we find our books, our ebooks, and some certain journal articles. So since this is a drama class, and I know that you are looking into Madame Butterfly is one, let's have a look-see and see what we have available. I'm just going to take a second to pull it up. So if I type in Madam Butterfly in the Stingray's catalog, then I can see that I have about 6,000 results, which is kind of crazy. Some things are online, but then, you know, we may have other things. But what if I really just wanted a copy of Madam Butterfly just in my hands just to read? I want to see if that's available. So I'm going to go over here to the side menu, and I'm going to click available in library. And it looks like there's two records of this existing, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And it looks like I have a copy that's available at Jessup Library. That may be something that I may be interested in. One note is too that if the book is at Jessup Library, but say you are closer to Waycross or you're closer to Camden, that's quite a way to drive. Please do not feel that you need to go out to that campus to collect the materials. Simply let the librarian at the campus that is closest to you know that you would like that book, and we will get that book for you. We try our best to have a very quick turnaround. So typically, sometimes it comes in the next day, and then other times it may take, you know, a day or two to kind of come in. But it's a service that we're more than happy to do, is to go and to make sure that you get your books and your texts, because we know your time is valuable, especially with writing a paper and trying to get resources. So we try to make it as quick and as efficient as possible. Another thing too is going back out, you will see that there are online accesses. Online accesses are available 24/7. You do not have to come into the library for these. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And this is going to take me to eBook Central Complete. And here I can read online. I can also download the book. I will be able, like everything, all of our electronic resources will be able to have a citation that we can just plug into the end of our paper, which is really nice. But I'm going to go over here to read online. I want to see if this source is actually something that I want for my paper. And as you can see, there's a lot of options. One thing that's really cool about ebooks versus the actual physical print books is it's a lot easier to find something in a book without reading the entire thing, just to know if it's something that you need. First off, I'd like to introduce you up here to the Get Citation, and you can just click on that, and then you can add that to your paper. It looks like this is the play of Madame Butterfly, or the opera, should I say. But I'm not sure if this is what I want. So I can go over here and I can click, and I can go to the provenance. And then I can go, I should be able to look at this. I can click on a story narrative. Let's look at down here if we can see if we can actually find the actual musical itself. Story synopsis, libretto. Ah, here we are. And it looks like the cool thing about this one is it has the original Italian here on the left, but then it also has the English on the right. So that's also very helpful and adds another kind of element to research. It's nice to kind of play around with the Proquest Ebook Central. This is one way that you can get to Proquest ebooks, is through the Stingray library catalog. And then, of course, you may find some journal articles as well. The thing I will say about the journal articles through the Stingray catalog is sometimes they do go through successfully, and then other times they may not be available, or they may not be available to the extent that you would like them to. So if you're looking for a journal article on a topic, then I would suggest going actually through Galileo. Let me go ahead and get out of this. No, I clicked myself out. I've done that more than once. Let's go back over here to library. So you would just go to Galileo. And Galileo has everything about everything. And it's massive. With everything that you need for this research paper, you should be able to find between ebooks, our book collections, and Galileo itself without actually having to go outside to Google, which is really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and so hopefully just momentarily we can be back in. Are you still there, Patrick? Can you hear me?
Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I guess our internet is sort of going in and out again.
Yep, that seems like it. Would you like me to continue, or do you want to try doing this at another time?
We can try to continue, I guess. I mean, if it continues to act up, maybe we should try to do something different. But if it's not, we're just having an occasional hiccup here or there, maybe it won't be so bad.
Okay. What was the last thing that you heard? And I can go back to that.
I think you were just getting into, I guess, this stuff about Edgar Allan Poe, and then it just sort of dropped. Like I couldn't hear anything after that.
Okay. What I'll do is let me backtrack then. And I'm just going to say that the bar here that Edgar Allan Poe is written in, this search bar brings back everything. It brings back absolutely all of the resources from everything in Galileo. So you're going to have about 79,000 different results coming back, which is a crazy amount. I like using this option if I genuinely do not know anything about my topic and I just kind of want to see what's there, or I'm not really sure where to look. Then this option can be good for that sense. I don't recommend it if you're trying to do, some really like in-depth hard research. This is good for more just general purposes. As with all of the Galileo pages, you can limit to full text, and you'll want to do that because otherwise you may end up with just a citation. And then you may want to go down here to scholarly or peer-reviewed journals as well, which will give you sources that aren't just opinion pieces or things that, you may be able to find in, say, a magazine. This will actually be something that is academic. It's something that has been backed up by other academics as well, and it's been kind of gone over a couple of times. So especially since this is an 1102 course, scholarly articles are going to be the way that you're going to want to go. So, but even just me clicking the full text and the scholarly over here, my results have been brought down to 11,000, which is still quite an amount. And I can narrow this down even further. I can say, okay, well, I'm really just interested in academic journals, so let's do that. And then that'll narrow it down to 8,000. I can go down to subject. Say I want to find a criticism that is on Edgar Allan Poe. So I'm going to click on criticisms. And then that is going to bring my results down to 300. I want to make sure that I can't read French and I can't read Spanish, so I want to make sure that my results are in English. And then, of course, we can limit by geography if we would really like to do so. Of course, I don't want articles that just came from 1978. I would really like to have something that came from, say, 2009 onwards. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and then that's going to bring me back 48 different results, which is far more manageable. And then from here, I can go ahead and I can click on this one, which is Hellenic References in Edgar Allan Poe's Critique on Contemporary Society. I can go ahead and I can click the PDF. And then inside this PDF, I can go ahead and I can sort of like look through it. It looks like I can click on different things here. Well, that looks like it's a different article, so don't do that. It looks like I can click on different areas of this work. So I can go over here. My citation is going to be over here in the left-hand side. So I should be able just to scroll down and I should be able to find MLA 8th edition, and I should be able to add that to my paper. So I can just copy and paste that there. One thing you'll notice about academic and scholarly works is they'll generally have this thing called an abstract up here. This abstract is going to be really helpful because just reading this paragraph up here is going to determine whether or not this source is actually going to be relevant to my work without actually having to read the entire journal article paper itself. And again, even before I go into the document itself, I can see that there's the abstract, and the abstract is right here. So that's actually very, very helpful. So again, it's good to play around with Galileo, the main search bar, but it's better, I think, that if you go by databases by subject. Since this is an English course in 1102 and you're researching drama, then you're probably going to focus more on the literature. You're going to be focusing more on literature. If I can find it, give me just a moment. So it may be under language and linguistics. Oh, literature and writing. Here we go. And you'll see the databases for Proquest, Salem Literature. These are really good ones to kind of start off with, the Arts and Humanities database. And then you'll be able to click on these. These are going to be databases that are going to be tailored more towards your exact research. I'm a big fan of Proquest in general because of the way things kind of are laid out. So if I want to go back and type in death of a salesman. If I want to type in death of a salesman as a subject, I'm going to go ahead. And here I can find the criticism. I can find literary reference works. I can find dissertations about death of a salesman, secondary sources. Again, I can go over here. I can limit things to peer-reviewed and full text. And then that heavily narrows down my topic. So I can go ahead and click on this. And then this will give me the Eternal Legacy of the American Salesman, which is something I may be interested in. As you can see, this is a lot of words. So make sure to read the abstract here just to see if this is actually something that you're interested in. And the nice part too is this one also has keywords, and that'll be helpful. If I decide this actually is helpful, then I can download it, I can cite it, I can email it to myself, or I can print it. As far as databases go, because when I limited my resources for Death of a Salesman, the Proquest one literature only brought back 2 results. It is good to try multiple databases because multiple databases are going to have different results. Not all of the same articles are carried by one database. So if you don't see what you need in the first database here, check another one. And if you're having difficulty finding resources, again, please come and contact me. I'm more than happy to help you. I love researching. I love seeing what you guys are getting into. So if you ever have trouble trying to find something to sort of prove your point or back up your point, please talk to me. So that's Galileo as far as search by subject. And then search databases by type. Databases by type is good if you are wanting a specific type of reference. So if you were saying, okay, well, I'm definitely looking for a biography on Arthur Miller, then you would want to just go to biographies. You're not really interested in, what someone has written about Arthur Miller. just as a criticism or anything. It's just, you just want something straight to the point, and that's when you'd look for biographies here. So, and then, you know, just go ahead and check through these things. Like Encyclopedia Britannica is an amazing reference for biography. However, the absolute easiest way to find anything is going to be going into the Libguides. Libguides are curated websites that the library staff create and maintain. What we do is we like to try to take the guesswork out for you in regards to what sources are good and what are not. So regardless of what your major is and what you aspire to be during your time here at Coastal Pines, as you can see, we have Libguides on just about every topic. We try to have good and up-to-date Libguides for all majors, interests, whatever it is that you need to do. So please remember Libguides, not just for this course, but for other courses in general. But for this course, we're going to go down here to the English Libguide, the English and Literature Libguide here. And we are going to go over this a little bit. So the English and Literature Libguide goes for any literature or English course you have at Coastal Pines. Again, we have the Find Books on English and Literature. That's just directs you to the Stingray catalog, as we discussed before. And as we discussed before too, all of the pages have this live chat with the librarian. The person that you'll speak to is very nice and will help you find resources. And then, of course, it has a link to Galileo. But the cool thing is down here, we have English and literature databases that you can actually check out that are specific to your needs without you having to go into Galileo and trying to find your own databases. We have ones that we've pulled that are very good, that we find to be very successful and will give you a great deal of success on what your paper actually is. The most recent addition is going to be the Academic Video Online, which is really something I'd like to bring to your attention since this is a drama course, and you're discussing drama. So I can type in Death of a Salesman, and it should come up. So I'm gonna go ahead and type in there, and of course this is Arthur Miller, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on Death of a Salesman. And in case I didn't feel, or in case I needed additional help in addition to the actual script, I can actually watch Death of a Salesman. Now when I am watching, I don't actually need to pay attention to the transcript itself. I don't need to sit there with a, pen and paper trying to figure out what the individuals are saying or where things are. Instead, I can just go over here to the transcript, and everything is transcribed, as well as the time in the play that it is. So I can go down here, and it should skip ahead. If I needed a specific quote, I can just go ahead and I can skip ahead to that quote. And I can watch a specific scene, especially if I want to try to capture the adequate emotion that was trying to be relayed in the original text. It gives me details about this version of Death of a Salesman. It gives me when it was released. It tells me who all of the performers are, the length, the duration, basically more than I probably ever wanted to know about this piece. And again, the cool thing is I can cite it. I can go ahead and I can pull MLA 8 and I can add this into the back of my paper, which is really, really cool. I definitely recommend Avon, which is this, as a resource, because I'm a very visual person, and sometimes just actually seeing it kind of really helps me out. So I'm a big fan of that, and I really encourage that you check it out, play with it. There's a lot of stuff on there. We also have Films on Demand too, and Films on Demand acts in a very similar fashion. Hopefully our internet will let us go through and check that out today. Yay, it is. Okay, good. So Films on Demand has a whole bunch of stuff in it. I want to find out a little bit more about the Wizard of Oz since this is drawing my attention to it. And again, I can watch the video, I can cite it, I can see the transcript, and if I see an interesting part in the transcript that I need to come to, I can skip ahead. It gives me a description, and of course, I can cite it. I can save things. So check out these most definitely. But then, of course, we have Encyclopedia Britannica, Salem Literature, and all of the other databases. Just again, when you're checking out the databases, make sure everything's full text. Make sure everything has the scholarly sources are going to generally be the better quality ones. And if you have any trouble, let me know. On the English and Literature LibGuide, there are suggestions for grammar help, how to give a great talk if you need to go up in front of your class. If you feel like you just need a little bit extra practice for English, we also do offer Prep Step, and it's excellent. And then, of course, we have Smart Thinking. If at any point you feel like you need your paper reviewed, you can always go to Smart Thinking. Smart Thinking is 24/7. And then the other thing that I'd like to bring your attention to is Viewpoints. Viewpoints is very good if you are writing a compare and contrast essay or argumentative essay. Opposing viewpoints in context is going to be one of your best friends. And I'll show you that as my final database for this. I don't know if they have Death of a Salesman, but I'm gonna type it. They may. So I type in Death of a Salesman. I'm gonna see what comes up. And it looks like I've got a lot. This is kind of a one-stop shop too. It looks like I've got academic journals. It looks like I can have some audio clips. It looks like I've got some news articles, some magazines, some things that are helpful. This is a really good page too for if you are ever writing about any kind of topic that requires or has any kind of like controversy or anything like that, or pros and cons, that kind of thing. But it is a good resource and database to check out. And then finally, we want to make sure that we evaluate our sources, because the internet is big and there's a lot of information out there. So the best way to evaluate sources is by using the CRAP test. The CRAP test stands for currency. You want to look at your article, whether you find it here or you find it on Google, and say, okay, well, how timely is this information? Is this the most recent information or data on the topic? Now, if you're doing your paper on Death of a Salesman, you may be able to find an article from 1985 that will work just fine for your paper, for your topic, because, you know, Death of a Salesman has been around for a while. Madam Butterfly has been around for a while, that kind of thing. But if you were, say, in the IT, if you are going after a IT certification or degree, or you are in our LPN program, then between medical and technology, you probably want to make sure that your references are no more than 5 years old. I would probably even dare to say like less than 3 years old, because things change so much. The next thing that you're going to want to have is relevance. Is how relevant is the research to your research? Who's the target audience? After that is authority, and this is probably the biggest one. Is where is the information actually coming from, and you know, who is writing on it? Are they an authority? You know, how are they tied to the information? Are they affiliated with something, you know, where they're getting a kickback or something like that? Is there any other research that is currently available? As far as the next thing after that is accuracy. Is the information truthful? Is it supported by other research? And purpose. What purpose does the information serve? Is it promoting something? Is it promote a product? Is it, you know, does it have any kind of like slant or bias? And that's the thing that you want to check, because the best information is going to be objective. So this is the information that you'll want to take with you, not only for just, I would say, go over and use this information when you are searching through Galileo, and when you're searching through, our books here, because, books, of course, here in the library, we do our best to make sure that everything is accurate and that everything is up to the date as best as we can. Another thing that we try to do is we try to pull information that no longer serves our student body. So, but still it's a good practice to kind of use the craft test in mind for, life, the universe, and absolutely everything in general. It kind of helps, guide you and make sure that, the information you're receiving from wherever you may be receiving it from is accurate. When you go out here, I'm just going to show Google here just for a second. We will do death of a salesman. And as you can see in Google, there is a lot of information. The main thing is Wikipedia. I do not recommend Wikipedia for just your research because Wikipedia can change in the blink of an eye. Anybody can edit Wikipedia. I mean, it's a good idea it's okay to glance at it if you are unfamiliar with the topic in general and you just kind of want to get the gist of what something is. But I would take anything on Wikipedia with just a massive pinch of salt, and not use it as a resource. If you are going to go out to Google, make sure that your sources either end in edu, .gov, or .org, as they are going to be the most current. They're probably going to be the most up-to-date, and they're going to be the most objective. Not to say that .coms cannot be beneficial. .com just is short for .commerce, so there's a lot more chance that the website may have a commercial slant or just a slant in general. It may have a little bit more bias than other websites, but again, if you're using the craft test, you'll use good judgment. So I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to click on this one. This looks like it's it looks like it's a copy of Death of a Salesman, and that's great. Let me go and see if I can find something here. Okay, I'll just go to the Kennedy Center here. Or I'll do Stage Agent because I'm not as familiar with that. I haven't actually heard of that website before. So the things that I want to look for here, I know that this is Death of a Salesman. It's giving me the plot, characters, all of this. But I know nothing about this website. And again, because I know nothing about this website, anybody could throw information on the page and make it look very professional, and I would generally be none the wiser. So the main thing that you want to look for down here is you want to make sure that you see their copyright date. And their copyright is 2020, so that's relatively current. They could probably maybe stand to update it a little bit, but 2020 isn't horrible. But the main thing is there's an About Us, and then if you go down here, there's a Contact Us. So they have an Email Us. They have a way for you to chat with them. They can answer your common questions. It looks like these people are legitimate. If you have the About Us, I can kind of explore who wrote this. I can see who they are. I can see their history, that kind of thing. So chances are this source is probably going to be legitimate because I can find this information. And if you can't find the root source of the information just in the World Wide Web, that source may not be as truthful as you think it is. So I would use Google with a little bit of caution with researching papers. And what I would do, honestly, as I've said before, is you can go back and you can actually do all of your research using the confines of our books, which is found here in the Stingray Library Catalog, and then also through Google here itself. Or not Google, excuse me, Galileo here itself in our databases. you should be able to find absolutely everything that you need for your paper without even touching any outside source. And the good thing about Galileo and the good thing about the Stingray Library Catalog is you know that it's going to be current, it's going to be up to date. You know that it's going to be absolutely accurate, which makes that crap test a lot easier. And again, if you're just joining us, make sure that you check out the Libguides section of our library services page. You can find that here through Libguides. And then I am down here on the English and Literature Libguide. And you'll be able to find everything here. And again, I am available, me personally, here to speak with you. If you're local to Camden, come and stop by. If you are not, then please feel free to go to Golden Isles. Please feel free to go to Jessup. Please feel free to go to Waycross. We have library staff. We're very, very friendly. We love researching, and we're more than happy to help. And with that, does anyone have any questions or anything that I can help with in the meantime?
No, ma'am.
All right, perfect. If you ever need any help, just please reach out and just let me know.
Thank you.
Of course.
Yes, thanks, Lorna, for your expertise into the field here of using Galileo in the various databases. I don't know if it happened to you downstairs, but about 15 minutes ago, like everything in my office just rebooted and came back on. It like all the lights shut off. So,
here the power kind of flickered for a minute, and as I was talking, I was trying to imagine if I was dreaming or not. But the power was kind of flickering for a little bit, so hopefully I didn't get too broken off. I know that we lost connection at one point during the video, but that might be able to be edited out. So
yeah, I mean, I recorded it, and it looked like I was kind of worried about when I came back because it shut down everything. I had to get right back in, log back into everything, and it said that it was still recording. So I'm hoping it recorded, the first 35 minutes or so, because we've been at this for about that long. So it looks like it is, or it has. So once we sort of wrap this up here, I'm going to see if I can go ahead and upload it here in a few minutes to Blackboard. Hopefully, I mean, if it's still recording, chances are, because you were still talking, it should have kept it.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think, there's no storm, so I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know.
But yes, as it relates to the English 1102 research paper, if you look in your week 11 folder in your Blackboard page, you will see the 3 topics. It pretty much covers the 3 plays that we're looking at. And this time I sort of took a different approach. We're doing like 1-act plays, and then 2-act plays, and then 3-act plays. I'm just sort of playing around with that particular, those particular genres, instead of having a full 5-act play, which I'm sure that you've probably had a 5-act play at some point, whether it was in high school or if you have to take American Lit or World Lit or something from us, you're probably going to get some there. You're probably going to get more, honestly, with those classes than you would with us at 1102. So hopefully the 1, the 2, and the 3-act plays won't be too problematic. That's why I went ahead and opened up basically all the weeks up until about Thanksgiving. That way you can go ahead and read ahead, especially if you look at your topic and you want to do something on Death of the Salesman. Really, we're not reading that until next week, but if you want to go ahead and, get ahead and read that play so you can go ahead and start getting the research that you need, your 6 scholarly sources, the 2 journal articles, 2 books, and your 2 websites, you can go ahead and do that. I would recommend the earlier you start, the better it's going to be. I mean, as it relates to your stress level and blood pressure and everything. Because if you wait, that's where everything starts to sort of, cram up on you. But the library hours are going to be what during Thanksgiving again? Because we looked online. I guess nobody has their hours for Thanksgiving on there yet.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's not uploaded just yet. But here in Camden, our hours are going to be regular hours for Monday and Tuesday. So that's going to be 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, we will be closed on Wednesday, and of course Thursday is Thanksgiving, and we are not closed. We are not open on Fridays at all. I know that other libraries may have differing hours on Wednesday. There may be libraries that have like a half day on Wednesday, but I'm not for sure if that's what the other locations have as far as hours, because everything that week is a little bit more individualized.
Yeah, probably what I've been trying to suggest to all my students, one, if they don't want to do a whole heck of a lot of researching and working a whole lot over the break, as we get closer to Thanksgiving, is to probably go ahead and knock out your 6 sources before the 24th. That would probably be the brightest idea, the smartest idea to do, because really you want to work smarter, not harder here. Being that I don't know how the public library hours, because you could always use public library information as well, but you know, their hours and the college hours are going to be different, clearly. So I would just suggest that you get most of your research done probably by the 23rd of November, if not sooner. That way you can go ahead and start drafting the paper, and you know, you can start sending me in smart thinking drafts. And if you're having issues quoting drama or the prose writing, because what you're looking at when you're getting your research is going to be prose. When you're looking at the actual plays, you're looking at drama writing. So there's really two different styles there that you're going to have to be able to manipulate and quote well. So that's why the multiple drafts would be beneficial if you can start sending drafts sooner rather than later. But the key thing is to really go and start digging through and discovering some of this research, giving you enough time to not only read the plays that you're going to have to read for your particular topic, but also be able to go through and annotate and take notes and really examine your 6 sources as well, because this is one of those projects you just can't, you know, you can't zip through it in a weekend. That's why I'm giving everybody, you know, pretty much the whole month of November to do this, because good research takes time, just like good writing takes time. And it's just, you know, you're not going to be able to write a really well research paper. Not, you know, ours is about 9 pages, I believe, you know, in 12 hours. You're just going to have to put through the work to get a really good product. So is there any other questions? Heather, do you have any questions at this point?
No, sir. Y'all actually answered it, because I was going to follow up asking whenever she was explaining about the hours with the college and all. I was going to ask if that applied to the Waycross campus too, but y'all answered that, and I'm local right there by the public library, so either way, I'll have that handled.
Okay.
We should be posting our Thanksgiving hours here soon. I think it's just because it's like the first of the month and stuff. I'm not sure if the other libraries have decided what their hours are yet. But yeah, if nothing else, stop in the Waycross campus, and Aaron there could probably tell you. Aaron or Cassie will be able to tell you what the hours will be for that campus. Hopefully that helps.
It does. I thank you.
No problem.
And just you know, reach out to the library, reach out to me if there's anything we can do to help. I never claimed to be able to read minds, so unless, you know, I'm getting emails or phone calls, or, you know, if you're coming to in-person tutoring sessions or virtual tutoring sessions, unless you ask, I'm gonna just sort of assume that everybody sort of knows what they're doing. I'm hoping from 1101 you've done some research. I know the research paper here is a little bit different because we're actually doing it on a drama or a literature based, but you know, whenever you took 1101 and where you took it, you should have had some element of a research paper there toward the end of the semester where you had to use Galileo and the, various databases in the library. So I'm hoping that this journey really isn't all that new. What's new is probably maybe how to quote the drama and how to integrate some of that stuff in there. But I guess it all depends on how long it's been since y'all had 1101. Dual enrollment students, I'm assuming y'all probably had a research paper at some point in high school. Again, that could be a dangerous thing to assume about high school, but because I know when I went to high school, I had there was like a research paper I had to do about every semester, or at least every year. So, but that could that could vary depending on the high school too. But just, please reach out. Please email, please call, please visit. We're here to help. We want to help. It's better to get help, when you see problems or know that problems are going to arise before I have to actually sit down and grade stuff. Because then it's a little bit too late. And I guess otherwise, unless we have any additional questions or if Lorna has anything she wants to add to it, I think we could probably end the session there. I think you did a really good job. And again, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mr. Wilson, you said you're going to be uploading this to Blackboard, correct?
Yeah, it'll probably be about 15 or 20 minutes, but it'll be up there. I would say it'll be up there by about 4 o'clock.
Okay, perfect. I'll just make sure I get the part that I missed.
Okay.
I don't have any questions or anything, and I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for showing. All right, I guess we will end it there. I will stop our recording. And again, if you have any questions, please either email me or email Lorna. Have a great week 11.
Thank you. Y'all too.